whole and useful, a withered hand. People say, "Oh, that I could do such a wonderful thing." Well, why don't you? See the withered hands around you. A young woman with a beautiful voice, but no means to cultivate it. You have 1,000 or so in the bank. You can save that voice to a world that needs song. A young man with a fine mind, helpless to go through college. You have means to give that mind to a world in power and usefulness. The natural thing is for you not to do it. The supernatural, the miracle, is that you are divine enough to do it. A man, a woman, is forsaken, friendless, cruelly judged by the world, their goodness blasted, their spirit crushed, their hearts bleeding, their lives made useless, withered. The natural thing is to avoid such, stand aloof, be quite scornfully indifferent. The miracle would happen if you went to them, lifted them up, restored them to society. I have said, avoid useless people. I mean selfish, lazy, purposeless, aimless people. Sir Humphrey Davy worked a miracle when he took the boy Faraday out of a stable loft and gave him a chance to cultivate his genius. The Sistine Chapel is Angelo's miracle. When the band on the deck of the Titanic, under the pale light of the morning stars, played Nearer, My God, to Thee, to give hope and strength to men and women struggling to be saved, each player, as the voice of his melody was forever hushed behind the shining emerald gates, in the crystal tomb of the sea, went down, crowned with the glory of a selfless miracle. The natural thing would have been for them to have frantically fought to save themselves. What superb opportunities to work miracles have passed you? What magnificent possibilities are still right before you? The cripple is always at your gate, beautiful. Are you divine enough, wonderful enough, marvelous enough, supernatural enough to say, "Such as I have, give I unto thee"? Do it quickly. Do it, and you shall know the daily joy of hearing the Father say, "This is my Son, in whom I am well pleased." If there is any one person on this earth to whom I take off my hat and wait until they safely pass, it is a school teacher. The most obscure teacher, back in the country hills, unknown, unthought of, unpraised, but with loving patience, unfolds the secrets of knowledge to little frowsy-headed boys and girls, can look into her mirror at evening and behold the face of an angel. Flowers cast their wealth upon the vacant air, and rich fathers oft cast their wealth upon the vacant air. Some people are so sensitive that if you call them honey, they will break out with hives the next morning. Do not divorce your husband because he has cold feet. Perhaps he got them since you were married. Christ stopped every funeral that came his way and sent the mourners home singing. Funeral sermons were too sad for him to preach. Every sick room he entered became a health resort. He made graveyards unpopular. Many a lonely bachelor looking back over the stretch of years recalls the charming moonlit nights when the cool summer air was perfumed with fresh old-fashioned flowers, and he looked into the loving eyes of his sweetheart, recalls how the crimson glow of youth flushed her velvet cheeks as he took her warm hand in his, recalls sadly that if he had only given that hand a square deal, played it in the game of life, he would have a full house now. Would you like to become young? Then tap new reservoirs of youthful thoughts. Irrigate your alkali desert from the fountains of youth. Become youthfully active in some new field of work. Vanderbilt added 10 million to his fortune after he was 80. Wordsworth earned the laureateship at 73. Thiers established the French Republic and became its first president at 72. Verdi wrote Falstaff at 80. Sir Walter Scott was $600,000 in debt when he was 55, but through his own efforts, he paid all and made himself a lasting name. Book knowledge is not all. A wealthy, fond father fearing his son would be contaminated by college life, had him educated at home. When he was 21, he took him to ride through the streets of the city. They passed a female seminary. Just as the doors opened and a crowd of young women came out, the dear boy grabbed his father's arm and cried, "What are those?" His father replied, "They are only goslings." Later in the day, the fond father said, "My son, you have obeyed me, have faithfully completed your education. Now I am ready to spend $50,000 to give you the highest ambition of your life." The boy looked up in glad wonder and said, "Oh, Dad, give me a gosling." End of chapter 1. Recording by Andrea Fiore. Chapter 2 of Supreme Personality. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Andrea Fiore. Supreme Personality by Delmer Eugene Croft. Chapter 2. Supreme Control of Age. Youth is eternal. Nature never grows old. The flowers that bloomed in Eden are blooming today, just as lovely, just as sweet, just as fresh and unchanged. The roses your life mate brings home to you have the same fragrance as the roses Adam brought to Eve, if he thought of it. The lovely stars that glitter in the azure fields above you tonight have the same loveliness that gleamed in tremulous glory down upon the shepherds beyond Bethlehem. The radiant, life-giving rays of the sun that 10,000 years ago warmed Mother Earth into vernal spring life are the same life-giving rays that shall bring again the spring tide. Life never grows old, it only changes form. Your life is perpetual, then your youth may be perpetual. The human race is ever young, its units fall off. You should be younger at 60 than at 16 because you have more life. Growing old is a habit. People travel along the years up the hill of life till they reach a certain point where they begin to think they must be growing old. Think it's time to sag. Think it's time to droop. Think it's time to begin the process of decay. Then begin to talk about it, to write letters about it, to feel around for it, to look for it in others. Finally, the habit they inherited from the race is on, and they are old. Life is endless, but you can think it short. The power of an endless life is within you, but by thinking, you can turn it to the white ashes of old age. Think youth, and you stay young. Youth is growth. Keep growing, and you keep young. A new idea will make you feel younger. Develop it, and it will develop you. Quicken your mental throb with new ideas. Begin now. Stop talking about being too old to grow. You pass by trees daily, 100, 200 years old. They are still growing. The rose bush on a wall in China is supposed to be over 1,000 years old. It bears more roses now than when it was a mere slip of a vine of only 100. Gladstone at 82 was a growing statesman and elected Prime Minister of England for the 4th time. Cato at 80 began to study Greek and renewed the youth of his mind. Donald Davis is a growing hunter at 103. Goddard Diamond was a growing teacher of health when he was 111. I know a bright, cheery lady who is just beginning a new study for decorating china, along with her household cares, and she is 88. Also another woman who has taken up a new process of enlarging drawings into watercolors, and she is 81 years young. The fig tree withered when the master of life found it not growing, producing, creating. When you stop growing, you will wither by the same law. Grow something, create something, produce something, and the law of youth will pervade your being. Youth is observing the law of health, the law of mind, the law of growth, the law of harmony, the law of production, the law of expression, the law of beauty, the law of selflessness. Keep your bodily forces up. Rebuild destroyed tissue. Keep the system free of waste. Stop poisoning your body with anger, hate, jealousy, fear. Keep your mind sweet. Think cheerfully. Avoid mental turmoil and excitement. Two great enemies of youth are worry and fear.